For over 2 decades, the gaming landscape has been defined by 3 names: Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo. These industry giants have built an ecosystem that seems impenetrable, with each appealing to distinct audiences while collectively shaping the future of console gaming. From Nintendo's creativity and family-friendly innovation, to PlayStation's cinematic storytelling, to Xbox's powerful online infrastructure, each has carved its niche. But with gaming evolving faster than ever, perhaps it's time to ask the question, is there room for a 4th contender? And if so, could that challenger be none other than Sega, the company that once stood toe-to-toe with Nintendo in gaming's golden age? It's been more than 20 years since Sega bowed out of the console race following the commercial failure of the Dreamcast in 2002. Yet, despite its exit, Sega never truly left gamers' hearts. Known for its bold creativity, quirky innovation, and devotion to arcade-style experiences, Sega remains one of the most beloved names in gaming history, and in today's market, one that celebrates retro aesthetics, indie innovation, and digital distribution. The timing might finally be right for Sega's grand return. To understand why Sega could thrive today, it helps to look at why it stumbled before. During the late 1980s and early 1990s, Sega was a dominant force. The Genesis, or Mega Drive as it was known internationally, cemented Sega as a household name, rivaling Nintendo's Super NES and delivering iconic titles like Sonic the Hedgehog, Streets of Rage, and Golden Axe. But by the mid-1990s, cracks began to form. Sega's hardware strategy grew increasingly erratic. A string of poorly timed releases, such as the 32X and the Sega CD, confused consumers and alienated developers. When 3D gaming took center stage with Sony's PlayStation and Nintendo's N64, Sega lagged behind. The Saturn struggled with a complex architecture that scared off developers, and the company's high prices, coupled with weak marketing, further eroded its fan base. In 1999, Sega made a bold final push with the Dreamcast. Ahead of its time, it offered online play, cutting-edge graphics, and unforgettable titles like Soul Calibur, Jet Set Radio, and Shenmue. Yet, despite its innovation, the Dreamcast couldn't compete with Sony's PlayStation 2, which boasted DVD playback, superior third-party support, and massive mainstream appeal. By 2002, Sega ceased console production altogether, shifting focus to software development. For many, it marked the end of an era, but for others, it planted seeds of a lingering question: what if Sega came back? One of Sega's biggest missteps in the 1990s was its resistance to evolving gameplay trends. While competitors embraced 3D gaming and cinematic storytelling, Sega clung to its arcade roots. Its titles were vibrant and fun, but they rarely aligned with what players were demanding: immersive adventures and blockbuster experiences. Back then, players were captivated by GoldenEye 007, Metal Gear Solid, and Tomb Raider, games that redefined what consoles could do. Sega's focus on 2D side-scrollers and niche experiences, while admirable, left it stranded in a rapidly changing market. Today, though, the gaming landscape has transformed again, and this time, it might favor Sega's strengths. Gamers have grown more open to diverse styles of play. Indie titles like Undertale, Cuphead, Hades, and Stardew Valley have proven that creativity and personality can rival even the biggest AAA releases. Players are seeking authenticity, charm, and nostalgia, qualities Sega has in abundance. We're living in an era where retro isn't just cool, it's profitable. Modern players embrace pixel art, classic soundtracks, and straightforward gameplay loops that evoke earlier generations of gaming. The industry has come full circle, and Sega's distinct identity could fill a niche none of the current giants are targeting. If you're liking the video so far, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Let's not forget, Sega's legacy is massive. The company's roster of intellectual properties remains one of the richest in gaming. Sonic the Hedgehog alone has proven to be a multi-generational icon, bolstered by successful films and recent games like Sonic Frontiers. Then there's Virtua Fighter, Crazy Taxi, Jet Set Radio, Yakuza, and Phantasy Star, franchises that still resonate with millions of players. Imagine Sega launching a new console preloaded with remastered classics and exclusive new titles built around these beloved series. Picture Mortal Kombat making a nostalgic return to Sega hardware, complete with the franchise's original back catalog. Retro fans would line up overnight, Nostalgia, when combined with modern convenience, can be a powerful driver of success. Just look at Nintendo's Switch Online service, Sony's PlayStation Plus Classics, and Xbox's robust backwards compatibility. Each rely heavily on players' fond memories of older titles. Sega, the original king of arcade-style gameplay, could easily capitalize on the renewed love for the past. One of Sega's biggest hurdles in the 90s was losing support from third-party developers, most notably Electronic Arts. The lack of major franchises like Madden, FIFA, and Need for Speed hurt the Dreamcast market potential, as these games drove console sales for competitors. Fortunately, the modern gaming environment is far more flexible. Digital distribution has democratized the industry, making it easier than ever for small studios to publish their work. A single developer can now create a global phenomenon, as seen with Undertale and Stardew Valley. If Sega were to re-enter the console market, it wouldn't need to rely solely on big publishers. Instead, it could embrace digital-first strategies, indie partnerships, and cross-platform compatibility. By offering generous revenue splits, a user-friendly development kit, and strong online infrastructure, Sega could become the go-to platform for indie developers looking for visibility and creative freedom. This approach would also attract players who crave fresh, innovative titles that break away from the increasingly homogenized AAA market. A Sega console could become synonymous with creativity again, just as it once was in the arcades. We're currently living in an age of nostalgia. Old TV shows are being revived, classic films are getting sequels, and remastered video games are topping sales charts. The Super Mario Bros. Movie and Sonic the Hedgehog films are proof that audiences have an appetite for revisiting their favorite worlds. Sega could leverage this cultural momentum better than almost anyone. Its name alone evokes powerful memories for millions of gamers who grew up during the console wars of the 80s and 90s. That emotional connection is marketing gold. Combined with modern conveniences, digital stores, cloud saves, streaming integration, and a sleek modern design, and Sega could deliver a console that celebrates its legacy while feeling fresh and forward-thinking. A system that blends the heart of retro gaming with the accessibility of modern hardware would instantly stand out in today's crowded market. To be clear, breaking back into the console market wouldn't be easy. The big three have decades of infrastructure, exclusive deals, and brand loyalty on their side. But Sega has something no competitor could buy: credibility. The Sega name carries nostalgia, trust, and a deep emotional bond with gamers who remember its glory days. For Sega to succeed, it would need a few key ingredients. 1. Strong exclusives, a mix of new IPs and revived classics that showcase Sega's creativity. 2. Third-party and indie support, incentives for developers to bring their games to Sega's ecosystem. 3. Affordable hardware, a competitively priced console that emphasizes accessibility and innovation over raw power. I'll get more into this in a minute. 4. Retro integration, a robust digital library of Sega's past hits remastered for modern audiences. And 5. Online connectivity, seamless multiplayer, cloud saves, and cross-platform options that keep pace with industry standards. If Sega could combine these factors, it wouldn't need to beat PlayStation, Xbox, or Nintendo outright. It would simply need to carve its own lane, just as the Switch did after the Wii U's failure. As I mentioned in number 3 of that list, one of the most compelling strategic moves for a new Sega console would be to challenge the market on price and form factor. The current generation of consoles, the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, the Nintendo Switch 2, and even high-end PCs, and the Steam Deck and upcoming Steam machine all represent a significant financial investment, often pushing $400 to $700 or more. This leaves a massive segment of gamers feeling priced out, especially casual players or those in households budgeting for entertainment. Sega could fill this void by releasing an affordable hybrid console modeled after the wildly successful yet relatively expensive Nintendo Switch and Switch 2. The new Sega system, perhaps designed to play on the TV via a dock or as a dedicated handheld, would prioritize accessibility and value over raw technical specifications. By utilizing readily available, efficient components like a custom-tuned mobile processor, Sega could potentially launch the console at a higher competitive, sub-$300 price point. This focus on affordability wouldn't just appeal to budget-conscious gamers, it would create a distinct market niche, positioning the company as a value alternative and allowing a new generation to access great titles without the premium cost attached with the big three. At the end of the day, the idea of Sega returning to the console market isn't just wishful thinking, it's an exciting possibility. The company has the history, the brand recognition, and the creativity to make it work. Sega has already proven that it can reinvent itself. Once a hardware manufacturer, it successfully pivoted to software and publishing, delivering beloved titles across all major platforms. If any legacy company could make a comeback in today's nostalgia-fueled, digitally connected era, it's Sega. So, while the odds might seem long, if I had to place a bet on a fourth major player emerging to challenge the big three, I wouldn't bet against Sega, because in gaming, just like in life, sometimes the most unexpected comebacks make for the best stories. Do you think Sega could make a comeback? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. This is 3PC, Past, Present Pop Culture. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.